Well, good morning, everyone. I am at my favorite local spot on my days off, Glen Oaks Park, enjoying some nature therapy. And while I was out here, of course, every time I come to this park, I always see at least one homeless person. And it makes me so sad. I have figured out something that I'm going to do since I frequently come to this park, just to be a good Samaritan here. So I don't like to put on blast the things that I do to help others because I feel like I don't really want to glorify myself or like get a pat on the back for it or anything. It's just I am someone who has faced homelessness myself, and kind of I get it. Takes one to know one, if you know what I mean. So I have a lot of compassion and empathy for the homeless out here because I know exactly what it's like. So anything that I can do myself, and I am very limited. I'm poor. I work very hard, but I'm poor. Um, I'll do it, even if that is raising awareness. So that's what I'm going to do right now. God kind of put it on my heart to talk about this as I was sitting here contemplating what exactly to talk about, knowing that it was going to have something to do with the homeless epidemic, because I'm a realist and I've been out on those streets, and I spent 3.5 years in multiple states and in multiple counties in this country being shuffled around in the system, which is very broken. And it needs a lot of fixing. So that is my MO anymore, my kind of side hustle. I work my 9 to 5, to pay the bills in reality so that I can survive. Yet I still have dreams and aspirations that I like to work on in my personal time. One of those things is bringing awareness to the homelessness epidemic. And I just wanted to let you know who was speaking. I'm going to turn the camera back and give you some nature therapy rather than looking at this mug while I speak. But just have a blessed day wherever you are in the world. Okay, so let's get to it. Now, here in America, there are a ton. I've seen them with my own eyes. Again, I have spent nights in the woods. I have spent the night in a porta potty. I have spent the night in shelters. I have spent the night in back seats of vehicles. I have spent the night on concrete. I have spent the night on park benches. I have spent the night out in the woods. I have spent the night out on the city streets. And I think that garners me a little authority to be able to speak on these things because I've witnessed it firsthand and I've experienced it firsthand. So here in America, as I was traveling through all these cities and towns and everywhere I was placed, I noticed all kinds of abandoned buildings everywhere. I mean, I got a first-hand, boots on the ground look into all these different counties and cities and towns. And when you have no choice but to walk everywhere to find water, find food, find a store that isn't closed due to COVID, find a store that accepts an EBT food stamp card because that's all you have in order to eat on. Find outdoor outlets so that you can charge your phone because that's your only access to resources. It got me thinking, why are we not rehabbing these abandoned buildings like nursing homes, hospitals, factories, and turning them into homeless rescue centers, where at least, even though it would be a bunk style, there'd be a load of rooms and maybe bunk beds, but that would give people a safe place to sleep, an actual bed to sleep in, getting inside. Because one of the hardest things I found for myself was constant exposure to the elements, whether it was snow, rain, sleet, extreme 100-degree weather heat. And when you're walking out in that and lugging bags and whatever else, camping equipment or whatever you might have, it's exhausting and brutal. And one of the things I could never find is just getting inside a building long enough to, let's say, cool off before I overheated, or warm up before I suffered hypothermia. Like, it sucks and it takes a toll on you. So just having that little respite from the elements is, in my opinion, paramount to surviving. Now, when I was going through it, it was during COVID, and most places were closed, and if they were open at all, their restrooms were certainly closed. But I did find some places where public restrooms were available, even in parks, and that was a blessing because I was at least able to wash myself up and not be disgusting. So that was helpful. And I also used to carry bar soap because a lot of the shelters will give you little hotel-sized soaps and shampoos and all that. And I would keep them and carry them with me. That way, if I had access to a public restroom, I could use the soap or shampoo and wash my clothes in the sink. So there's some tips if anyone is out there homeless, of things that I've done that helped. Also, I want to shout out, I do have a love-hate relationship with 211unitedway.org, because that's about the only way you can reach out for resources anymore, is dialing your local 211. But I had positive and negative experiences with them. Positive in that they sent some referrals out for me and were able to secure me shelter at a facility, which was great. However, there was one time I was outside of a gas station in the rain on hold for over 2 hours, and my phone was about to die, and it did die. I had no way to charge it. And luckily, the lady who worked at the gas station gave me a free coffee because she had seen me out there the entire time waiting on hold. And she actually let me use the store phone to call them back. So, angels are on this planet walking this earth too. And they certainly helped me in my journey. But what I'm thinking is a total transformation of this broken, failing homeless system as it is right now. Rehabbing and repurposing all these abandoned buildings to get people off the streets, number one. Get them inside, get them safe, give them a place where they can sleep, they can get a meal, they can get a shower, they can use that particular facility as a mailing address. Because let me tell you, the loophole cycle that you can't get out of is people who don't have IDs, or who are trying to apply for food stamps or medical or any other benefits. They require you to have a mailing address. And I was always somebody who was like, well, how the F do you expect me to have a mailing address when I'm homeless? Like, come on. So it's just another way that the system is broken, and it keeps you down instead of helping you up, giving you a helping hand up. They look at any kind of help as a handout, and that's not what it is. First and foremost, the government and government officials are public servants. Number one, don't ever forget that. They work for us. Number two, they have been failing for a long time. And they need to, as my dad would say, shape up or ship out. It's time for accountability. They're partly to blame in causing this epidemic of homelessness. And then let's talk about that. Let's put community gardens out, especially in urban areas, so people have food whenever they need it. Also, these rescue centers could give people access to be able to find jobs and apply for jobs, get an ID, have local triage medical clinic on site and give people medical and dental care and vision if they need it, or hearing, essential things in order to be a productive member of society. How about a thrift store where they can get uniforms to go to work, or clothing that's clean and not stained and ripped and dirty, so they can actually have a chance in society? How about offering haircuts and dental work so people can feel presentable when they go apply for jobs, instead of looking disheveled and unkempt like I felt, oily and dirty and disgusting and sweaty, or my clothes stunk because I couldn't wash them, and when you wear them for weeks at a time, yeah, it's gonna smell like BO. So come on, this is real help. Provide washers and dryers in the centers so people can wash their clothes, take showers, eat a meal, have a community room where, a rec room where they can read or play ping pong, for God's sakes, instead of out in the streets shooting heroin. Give them something constructive to do. Job training, life skills, anything. Cooking classes, for God's sakes. I mean, these are actual solutions here. Put water stations out where people can get water wherever they are. I mean, we all know we've got the pipelines and tunnels to do it. Set up charging stations randomly where people can charge their devices. You know as well as I do, if you don't have a cell phone, you can't even function in this world anymore. So how do you expect homeless people to function or get anywhere? Can they afford a cell phone bill? And even with a free phone, can they charge it when they're sleeping under that dock right there? Because they are. How about bathing in a natural water resource right here in the lake, like human people are allowed to do? But that sign right over there will tell you, City of Clearwater Ordinance, no swimming. Like, you government officials make it impossible for homeless people to A, survive, B, come up out of it. I had to claw myself out of it. I didn't get any help. I walked to work every goddamn day, 45 minutes there, stood on my feet for 8 to 10 hours on my shift, and walked 45 minutes home just to be able to afford the little piece of shit car that I have right now that's about to break down. But I have to keep going to work. Everything in this system is broken. I'm here to share solutions while government officials keep talking and threatening criminal charges on the homeless. So there's that. Sorry, I got a little heated with that, but it does touch me on a personal level when I speak about these things. Because again, even right now, for as hard as I work, week in, week out, for years now, trying to build my life back up out of this, I've been forced to have to be subject to live with other people and live in shelters, and I never have a moment to myself alone in private, and that wears on my soul. And I come to some days where I'm like, is it even worth it anymore? All I make is enough to pay my bills, but I am still one paycheck away from being right back where I was again. And for as hard as I work, that burns me. Let me tell you what, it burns me. So yeah, the system is broken. Stop participating in it. Stop perpetuating it. It's time for it to collapse and fall so that the new system can be rebuilt, which is a system of healing and of restoration and of problem solving. No more symptom relief world. We're done with the Band-Aid world. We don't want quick fixes by snake oil salesmen anymore. We want real solutions that are sustainable and that respect all life. Have a good day.